Alrighty guys, so today we're going to be talking about the new character Walter and his little buddy Woby. So I'm just going to give myself creative mode right off the bat here so I can show you guys what he does. You can see there that he spawns with some pretty good starter items, which is his Slingshot, and he also gets a couple rounds to use with it. So his main upside is that he gets this Slingshot tab. So he gets this, which is a permanent weapon, except it's a ranged weapon, and all the items that you go and put in, all the rounds, are not permanent. So I can build one with rocks, and it's going to give me 10. I can build one with gold, it's going to give me 10. I can build one with marbles, it's going to give me 10. I can build one with poop, it's going to give me 10. All of them are going to give me 10 here. So here's what each of them do. So as far as I saw, the pebbles do either 20 or 25 damage. I'm not exactly certain yet. And then the gold rounds do probably 34 damage. That all these stats aren't really out yet. I'm not going to go troll through the code for this. Marbles probably do 50 damage. So they're a lot stronger, and also you can farm marble to just build these with, so that's not really all too hard to get for doing 50 damage at range. So you can see here, I'm just going to attack this butterfly, bam, dead, bam, dead, attack this bird, bam, dead. Other birds fly away when I do that, but you get the deal. So it's a ranged weapon, it's not something that you normally get for cheap. So, and then those are your damaging rounds. And then you have his poop pellets, which what these do is when you use it on an enemy, they'll just straight up run away from you. So let me spawn in an enemy real quick here to show you guys with. So first off, I'm going to attack him to aggro him, and I'll just show you that how he runs away. Legit goes to sleep here with this one. I tested on some spiders in nests earlier, and they just ran straight back to the nest and went back in. So say for instance, if you had a couple of guardian spiders after you and you didn't want to fight them, but you wanted to fight the normal spiders, you could just send them back. So very useful item there. Now, the big thing with this is basically all of these are super useful, but they're going to take up a lot of inventory space. So then we also have freeze rounds, which just instantly freezes an enemy when you hit him with it. It doesn't seem to do any damage from my testing, so just does straight up 0, but it's an instant freeze, so very useful there. And that will take you a moon rock and a blue gem, so pretty expensive there. So not very easy to get, even though it is strong. Then you have your slowdown rounds, which do very little damage. From what I could tell, it's like something like 10 to 20, something around there. What it'll do is the mob moves really slow. You can see he's moving really slow after me. So that could be also very useful, especially if you're using it on like a raid boss or something, not something like a spider where you have to hit a whole bunch of them. Next up, we have the cursed rounds. Now, I imagine this is where we're going to see some really strong use cases here. So this, it seems to do 50 damage for my testing, except also it's going to spawn in a shadow tentacle like how the Tools Like Club does some of the time. So I'll build another 10 of these. Put them on. Ooh, and that is a good way to show you his downside there. So his downside is supposed to be that when he gets hit, he loses sanity. So if you're going to play this character, he's going to be very similar in playstyle to the top characters. There you can see the shadow tentacles are now popping up, so those will attack an enemy, and they're very good if an enemy is standing still. Now, your downside when you are playing as Walter is if you get hit, your sanity is going to drop like really bad. So I'm going to let myself get hit again here. And you can see now I'm at 0 sanity. Although you're not going to lose sanity otherwise. So if you don't get hit, I mean, you're not going to lose much sanity. But if you do get hit, you're going to lose a lot. So I would recommend if you're playing this character that you just stay insane at all times, because it's going to be really hard to keep your sanity up while doing anything. So just not worthwhile. Even though he definitely does have some strong upsides here. So I will go ahead and kill this guy. Probably be using the marbles since I'm getting everything for free here. And we got a Terrorby coming after us. Oh. Well, you can see I died there. Not very used to the character yet. And it does take a while to wind up on the attacks there. And the ghost is just not there. So, that's a bug. Ghost should be there. I have Woby following me around. So this nice little buddy, he's just basically, you know, a chester for you. So you can just store your items in him. And then he's just gonna follow you around everywhere. And he seems to be quite a bit faster than Chester is too, and much better at keeping up than he is. Although I'm not sure how good he is in combat. So, and then that's not it for him. So he's actually useful in a lot more ways. So I'm gonna give myself some monster meat here. This is all he eats, is he just eats monster meat. So you just give him some monster meat. He really loves some monster meat. Yeah, he's a big boy. See, I can still open him, and I can also mount him. So he's gonna go faster than I would, definitely. So he's definitely a decent amount faster, although he doesn't seem that much faster. He's not necessarily like beefalo speed or anything along those lines. You're just doing a little battle here, and I'm gonna put on my miner hat for this. So if I get hit here, instantly just throws me off, leaves me for dead. I get murdered, and he's gonna run away and hide. He just really doesn't like to fight, so you don't want to bring him into combat. That's like really, really foolish if you're gonna do that. Now, as you can see here, it takes a long time to wind up with the slingshot, so if you're playing this character, make sure that you know that, because otherwise you're going to get hit like I did earlier. Now, one more thing. So, I have got this hat right here, so I'm going to put on some armor to go with it, just so I don't get owned here. We'll grab this guy. So, this hat, what it is for is just that. Oh, my spiders are gone. That's okay. It's to make it so I don't lose as much sanity when I get hit. You see there, I didn't lose all my sanity just from that one hit, just a couple of it. But I still lost some, so. And you'll also see that I'm not losing very much sanity while being next to these spiders. Normally this many of them, I'm going to lose a lot of sanity. Being next to that, I'm going to lose a lot of sanity. But using this, I'm not losing all that much. I'm not sure if that's just because it has a passive gain on it yet, or if that's just because that's how the item works, is it reduces it. But generally, Walter is going to lose less sanity than other characters too. He just does not lose very much. Unless he gets hit, of course. So generally, I would say this character is probably really getting up there. If you're using him to his skill cap, he's probably going to be one of the strongest ones, as we see some good ways to use him, because his rounds are just so strong here. We're going to definitely see some good uses come out of him. We'll see how he turns out. He's definitely not bad. He's got that movement speed bonus with Woby over here, and then he also has quite a bit of damage in his kit. And he has quite a bit of utility. So, generally, decent character. We're not sure yet if he's top tier. We would need to know more first and get some people to actually play as him and know how to use him. But generally, looks to be a decently strong character. Alrighty, a couple more things here with Walter. So, at night, he can tell stories to other characters to raise their sanity. As you saw earlier, each one of his rounds crafts 10 for the recipe, so it's actually much cheaper to craft the rounds than it looks. He can also fight on Woby in his big form, but this doesn't look to be worthwhile to me. And as you saw earlier, his sanity really didn't go down near those mobs. He actually doesn't lose any sanity from being near mobs. There's no insanity auras that affect him, and he's not affected by the insanity aura of the dark. But if he's hurt, he does have some insanity go there. Even if he's just damaged and he's not getting more damage done to him, he's going to lose sanity. So that's something to keep in mind. He also will not lose as much hunger from sleeping. Now, I would say that's probably still completely worthless. I don't know why you would think that would make sleeping good, because sleeping is just such a waste of time. And then he also has one more disadvantage here, so I'll just show you real quick. So let's get a little bee up in here. And then I'm going to turn off my God mode for this right now. Bee. My friend, normally bees do 10 damage. So you can see this one's doing 20 damage. He's like allergic to bees or something, so he gets hurt a little bit more. Bam. Gonzo. Woby, it's okay. Yeah, so generally good character. I mean, he's got some strong upsides, definitely different, so he's definitely not the same as some of the other characters are. Very odd to have a ranged weapon, so generally very difficult to get a ranged weapon in game, but with this character, it's definitely not. A little bit different. So yeah, if you liked the video today, make sure to leave a like, and I'll make sure to make more. Bye-bye, guys.